Hey guys, welcome to another Third Line Day video with Peter. What's today? August 27th. We're heading out of the 59th gate in the transit, and it's been my birthday week. It's been a powerful week exploring the depth of intimacy and bonding with others and achieving union, breaking down barriers to achieve union. So I'm going to keep it kind of short today, but a few thoughts that have kind of the main thought that's been come up for me in the last week is the power of being radical in our experiment. Totally radical. And it's something to really be encouraged kind of in the beginning, even the first few years of our experimenting, because that's how you feel the strength of whatever your authority is, but that's how you feel your relationship to whatever you're engaging with. So I guess I say that because one of the main things that people come to me with is they've been their experiment for a few years, they're exploring all the depth of channels and gates and all the deep stuff, but they still don't get what a response is, as generators in particular. But it's going to be the same thing. What's an invitation? What is waiting out my lunar cycle? What's, whatever it might be. So let's just say, for example sake, being a generator, being extreme in or being radical in your experiment, because there's so many little responses, so many nuances that can be happening all the time. So if you're like, well, I just moved this way, was that a response? I moved that way, was that a response? And it's kind of hard to tell if you're just living your normal life, same things that are coming to you, your habits and your routine, and something pops out, you're not sure if that was a response or not. Well, that's why being radical and a little extreme can help you differentiate what's my normal habitual response to something or reaction or whatever, versus, yeah, if I put myself in this new environment or a new situation or go about this totally differently, I'm going to be attuned to what's going on in my body. You're not just in a field of familiarity where it's harder to differentiate. So, what does that look like for you to be extreme without, doesn't mean being dangerous or careless. It just means put yourself in a way that, yeah, you're attuned to the new, to the different, to your senses, where you can bring your senses back alive, because so much of our response mechanism, or just the way that we're attuned to the world, whatever your type is, I'm not just talking to generators here, whatever your receptivity is or the way you engage, it comes alive when you're in a different place and you put yourself into extreme environment. So give it a shot. Maybe, don't answer the phone for a day. Turn off your phone for a day. How does that feel? What if you stay in bed for 2 hours? What if you just don't do the things that people normally expect you to do? And yeah, have fun with it. That's where you can really experiment with it, and recognize what brings you peace, what brings you satisfaction, what brings you recognition, and so on. So that's just a little inspiration today. Is I'm not necessarily saying go and you come into human design and suddenly you want to quit your job and leave your relationship and all that stuff. Moderation in some sense, but have fun and you're experimenting, because that's how you'll hear. That's how you can kind of speed up this process. You don't really speed it up, take that back, but that's how you can, go a little deeper, a little quicker, is by, putting yourself in a place where you can feel it. That's why traveling's so great for generators, most types, but generators, because you're in that constantly new field where you're just attuned to everything that jumps out at you. So attunement, I like that word, because you're sensitized to your life force. So there's that. And then the last thing I just thought I'd throw out there today is responding to a question in one of my threads. Someone was asking about, how do you live your incarnation cross in your daily life? And in general, we say, don't worry about it. I mean, when I came into design, it was like, don't even look at that for the first few years. Some people even say first 7 years. So I took that advice from the ones that figured that out and suggested that, because the idea is that when you just start to live your strategy and authority, you just start to live your incarnation cross. But for those of you that want to explore that, just you really have to look at the 4 gates of your incarnation cross. If you look on your, if you're not sure what those are, it's your personality and design, sun, earth, those 4 gates. And the alchemy of those 4 gates plays out in a quantum in your life, plays out in understanding purpose. That word purpose is a little misleading, I think, to some people, because we think it's translates to career, or your 15 minutes of fame, or what you've come here to do. It's a little bit, it's your incarnation. It's more than just your career path or what you came here to do. You think what you came here to do is going to result in a mission or something like that, and it's not quite like that. It's, you live it out in everything you do. It comes out in your aura. It comes out in your very, very, very specific imprinting. And so I got to really explore this recently when I broke down my 4 gates of being a sleeping phoenix, and really got to see, oh wow, there's a magic there. There's a magic of this alchemy when you look at your 4 gates. So and that, it's not something you can control, though. It's not something, oh, now that I know I'm a sleeping phoenix and I know that I've got this, now I can put that into action. So it's not really like that. It just starts to happen when you follow your strategy and authority. You just start to live it out. But what you can do is just observe it, and just recognize, does my life reflect any of that? And if not, then just go deeper into doing the work, which is recognizing your gifts and tendencies as in your fixed definition, and recognizing where you get thrown off in your openness, or where you get transferred or distracted. So then it just happens. So that's my response for that today. I hope you weren't looking for something too much more than that, but I hope it helps. And keep it short and sweet for today. So remember to be totally radical in your experiment, in either way, however you want to express that. And love to hear how your experimenting goes. Thanks. Have a great day.